Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. In this video, we'll take a look at the latest box for the Crown faction in Dystopian Wars, and it is the Gloriana Battlefleet Set. As you can see, it is quite a thick box. There are a lot of things inside, so we'll have a look at what we get inside, what ships you do get. We'll also compare with the ships that have already been released for the Crown, and especially with the Britannia too, so we really see the differences. So yeah, it's gonna be a big one because as you can see, you do get a lot of things. All these ships have already been released in some form or another elsewhere, except of course the huge Gloriana. So cannot wait to open this box. Let's have a look together, and as always before we start, please give us a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. It really helps for the YouTube algorithm to see us and to share this game with more people across the internet. So do that please, it really helps, and type us a comment as well if you would like. Now without further ado, let's open the box. Alright, here we are opening the box, and as you can see in the back, I prepared some ships so you can see what you can do with each sprues, and I can point what each sprue actually builds. Okay, we start with a little paper building guide. Okay, that's good. I know like many people have been some people have been vocally asking about this, and it's quite nice to have the instructions in paper, indeed. Convenient when you even get some rules. Okay, that's good. Though I saw something that yeah, indeed. The name of the ship here is the Camelot, and it's the same on the back of the box, this variant. I always thought it was Camelot, like Camelot. Maybe this is in Gaelic, the name. I don't know. I'm a little bit surprised, but okay. Camelot. Alright, so book, very good. Then what do you get? You get Frontline sprues, and according to the number of ships you can make, there should be 4 Frontline sprues. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have all of this. Wow, that is a lot. And this will allow you to build 4 cruisers and 8 frigates. So the frigates are going to be the Caliburns. I am not a big fan of those they're a little bit fragile for what they do and cheap, but yeah, they're not a great unit. They're fine, though they're supposed to have a new updated turret, because you can see, look and remember this terrible looking turret, like it's flat, it's very bad. There should be the updated version there. And then you can make some cruisers, some Albion, Lancelots, Bedivere, etc. So the most basic one you can make is the Albion. Each sprue you can make 1 ship, like 1 big cruiser. The Albion is the default one with a gun in the front, 1 in the back, and this internal Guardian generator, quite good. A good jack of all trade, but in the good sense, and it's quite cheap. It can be attached as well to a flagship. And then you have the Lancelot, like it's the other version that I built. Very good brawler with a lot of weapons, including here a front gun battery. And yeah, it's also a good ship. And well, basically all the variants you can make are good. I would recommend making at least 2 Albion, like 1 or 2, minimum 1, so because you always want to have at least 1 to attach to your flagship. I would recommend 2 Lancelots. 2 is a sweet spot, otherwise they get too expensive, and 2 are really a threat. They're great brawlers. And then for the extra 1 or 2 ship that you have, do what you would like. So you will have a lot of Frontline sprues. Let's just have a look at them in detail to guide you through it. So each of them, you see, you can make 2 little frigate for each of those, and then you have the pieces to make 1 cruiser. What do we get here? We have some heavy rocket batteries of the Crown, very nice looking designs. We get a lot of generators. Most of them are generic, like a shield and shroud. You have the Trident generator, which is unique to the Crown. We have some heavy torpedo turrets, very important in some builds, especially if you want to make the Albion as an attached unit to boost torpedo firepower. This is important. And yeah, quite yeah, indeed, we can see here and there the new rocket. Oh, it's going off a little bit, but yeah, the new rocket battery. We can see it looks much better. We can see the tube, like barrels of the turret, if I make sense. They look like guns. And if I compare once again with the old version of the turret, yeah, it didn't look as good back then. Now it's much more detailed. Much prefer this. So yeah, you get 4 Frontline sprues. That is a lot of plastic, but good. Like if you are a new player starting the Crown, this is everything you need, like 4 frontline cruisers is good. And then you get 2 air sprues. So each air sprue, you're gonna get 2 Saxons. Those are the smallest ships. Here they are ones painted and on their little base. Talking about base, we have some bases, big bases for the 2 Pridents within the back, and then for Saxon and for Tintegels. So yeah, as we said, each sprue, and you get 2 of those. Each sprue you get 2 Saxon, very good. It does mean that you can have 4 of those in total. They do want to be in quite large squadron to go in the back of the enemy and be general pains. You get a Tintegel as well. I used to not be a fan of those, but these things can pack a lot of punch. They have a lot of small weapons, and in small squadrons they can really be like AC-130, like little gunships, making broadsides left and right, using torpedoes, rockets. They can be really effective, and you get 1 in each sprue, so 2 in the box. Very good. And of course you get the Big Daddy Pryden, so a lot of things around. And this is just like, I did not get to play the Pryden yet. The other 2, you've seen them in the battle report that has been released recently. But yeah, the Pryden is such a glorious ship. Like, I mean, look at that. So you get 2 of those in the box. Love the little reactors in the back. It's just like a giant Star Destroyer slash Alliance air cruiser in World of Warcraft, if you know the reference. But yeah, it looks good. It looks, you can also say it looks like the helicarrier in the Marvel universe, and it even has some bombs that it can drop. Here is its internal generator, some bombs to drop as it flies over the enemy. Yeah, very good. It has 2 heavy gun batteries, like just great ship. So you have 2 air sprues, very well. And on top of that, so it is a lot of redundancy, but it is like a fleet in a box. Like, you play this, it's gonna look great on the table. If I get my French accent back, it's not gonna be fun. Yeah, you get all of this in this box. So here it's a little bit of a mess. Yeah, it's gonna be a big force on the table. And of course, to lead all of this, we have the newest ship on the block, the Gloriana. And here is the Gloriana. Wow, it's big. Like, yeah, it is significantly bigger than the Britannia that I have right here for comparison. Damn, it looks good. Wow. Oh, no, tell me I don't have a little mistake. Oh, it's okay. It's extra or material, so it can be cleaned easily. Good. And yeah, you have a lot of little generators, depending on which variant you want. The Camelot is the one with all the shields. You're gonna get a little platform to get your Britannia into an adventurer, which means that this can be your flagship of your East India Trade Company. And as we can see, there is a lot of details everywhere. Really lovely. Love the prow here. Looks brilliant. Oh, there is a little damage. It will need to be cleaned, this little thing. Yep. It's okay. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be there, right there. I suppose not. So it's gonna be a very beautiful ship, and the thing that we've been waiting for. How does it look next to a Britannia? Well, first of all, you can see that there are similar ships. I don't have, of course, the headquarters yet up there. I don't see it either. There's supposed to be a command part up there, I suppose. I just don't see it yet. Interesting. But yeah, the Britannia is significantly smaller than the Gloriana, which makes sense. However, they are the same thickness, which is interesting. It's basically a Britannia but longer and cooler as well. So yeah, I'm very loving how it's aligned here, and a horse there means they are really gonna look great next to each other. And yeah, I just took a second to have a look. Because of like, are there some pieces missing? And no, it's actually on the Frontline sprues you get extra bridge heads and extra like chimneys and stuff, and those are the things that you are going to put here to make the Gloriana look bigger. I'm just going to switch to the instructions. This is the Camelot, for example, but it's going to be the same for the Gloriana as well. Like, you do put this head right there, which is on the Frontline sprues, and then you put everything extra on it that you might want. So yeah, nothing is missing. It was just not of resin, it's the plastic parts that you need to put on this. So overall, very happy with this box. As you can see, there are a lot of things that you can build. Not too much variations either, except the frontline cruisers that you have here. There are not so many choices. So in a way, like, it is good for beginners because you will not think like, oh, which variant should I build? If you don't know which variant to build, just build like 2 Albions and 2 Lancelots and you'll be set. Otherwise, you can have a look at our other videos on the channel to learn a little bit more about how to play the crown. As for the Gloriana itself, which version to build? The Gloriana itself, like the basic version of the Gloriana, is going to be an absolute beast. It is a little bit like more fragile for its point cost. Like, it is a tough ship for sure, but for the point cost, it can be a little bit like, let's say, fragile. I'm not going to call it a glass cannon because it's not made of glass, it's made of pure steel, but it is expensive, like a lot. Like, I will not say bad words, but yeah, it is very expensive. So one thing that you could do is attach an Albion, put an extra 2 Lancelots on the side, and just make a little battle fleet coming with strategic reserve. And this thing is going to devastate anything when it comes back, and it's gonna survive the counterattack as well. This is how I would play the Gloriana, like if I wanted to be competitive. Otherwise, just put it in the middle of the table, and it's gonna be great, like holding the center. You can even put a Britannia. Again, it's not a competitive game at all. It's like you play for the beauty of the game. But if you want to be competitive, this is how to play the Gloriana. You have the Adventurer, like the Indiaman, which unlocks a new sub-faction. It is quite interesting, especially with the new version. Like, we had some teasers that there are gonna be some patrons that can give bonus to your whole fleet, but it means that your opponent gets some victory points even at round 0, which means that if your opponent does this and you don't, or you have a cheaper patron, for example, it means that you could start turn 0 with a bonus of victory points, which means you would unlock at the first turn the bonuses of the East India Trade Company, which requires that at the beginning of the turn you have more victory points than your opponent. And then it would make the East India Trade Company a very, very good sub-faction. So something to take into consideration for the near future. But I think that personally I'm gonna build this guy as a Camelot, because it's the version with all the shields, and it can generate at the minimum 8 Guardian points per turn, already great. And you can use a Valor effect to put this to 16, which means your opponent will have to counter this, but it means you can make him burn cards. And if he's actually out of cards, or doesn't want to do this because whatever reason, you get 16 points of Guardian Shield, which means like you're basically invincible for the turn. So that's it for this review of the Gloriana Battlefleet set. As I said, please give us a thumbs up, it really helps, and do let us know in the comments, will you get this box? Do you already have some British ships and you will take this just for the Gloriana, even if you already have all those? Or is this the box that is going to make you start the crown? Because honestly, if I were not already a crown player, I would absolutely want this Gloriana Battlefleet set, plus maybe the Avalon, because the Avalon is such a beauty. And that's gonna be it. I have my 2000 points list, basically. Thank you very much for having watched all the way up until the end. And until the next video, take care, stay safe, and remember to keep spreading the love all around. Bye!